have this gorgeous color of green sweater. And honestly, when the winter comes, I may just wear it.
Hello. You don't ever say nothing. I haven't took my makeup off. I went somewhere today, and I said that once I get through doing my live, then I'm going to bed. So I'm gonna take off my makeup then. Um, but yeah. So much better. Okay. So I am having the wildest, craziest dreams. And my dreams are so vivid. Ah, I would really love to know other people's dreams. Like they can share their dreams with me. I can share my dreams with them. That almost sounds like you just want to mate. But yeah, um, my cat is over here losing his mind. He always starts when I get like positioned to do something and he knows that he's not going to get sprayed because he doesn't get beatings or whippings, or he doesn't really even get shouted at. I feel guilty about shouting at him. Why don't you get down? He's a guy so smart. Oh God, he's so smart. So yeah, like y'all, I'm so tired. But I said I was gonna do this and I'm gonna stick to it. Mm, it probably won't be too long tonight. Oh goodness. I'm gonna send a message to Ralph Smart on Instagram. I think it's I think it's at Infinite Waters on Instagram. I'm gonna send a message to him and ask him and tell him about some of my dreams and ask him, what do you think about some of these dreams, because they're so vivid. Oh my God, it's like watching a movie almost sometimes. Mm. I am doing this facial, well, a few facial things. I don't want to say procedure because that almost sounds like an operation. But a few things that I'm doing um, for my face so that I can remove acne scars and have smoother skin and, you know, accentuate my loveliness even more. First thing that's very important is to love yourself in the first place. Oh goodness. I think I'll I think I'll create something called dreams, and I will share my dreams with the people, and then the people can give me their input about those dreams. I'm probably gonna yawn like 4 times because I'm so tired. People, I'm so tired. I almost want to say, will you forgive me if it's only 10 minutes? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so tired. Today has been a day. A day. I try to see every day as motivating, inspiring, happy, joyous, loving. And every day probably is not like that. Some days are scary, and I've looked at um, I've looked at that, and I just decided like that even when you have a scary day, even when you have an exciting day that you don't know you don't know what's up or whatever, that I'm gonna look at that day optimistically. I'm gonna be optimistic, and I'm gonna be, oh God, this yawning. Oh, I'm gonna be forward thinking. Um, yeah, because I'm worth it. So yeah, the dream that I had last night, it was something. It was something of a dream. Like it's more of something that I want to share on a personal platform, like a one-on-one type thing. Or, like I said, I share with Ralph Smart and see what he thinks. Cause yeah, yeah. Um I Oh my God, I'm gonna yawn like 300,000 times. These dreams, dude. These dreams, they are something else. Mm, I'm so sleepy right now. It's almost like I know I'm going to have dreams when I go to sleep, and I'm like, what is the dream going to be about tonight? Like, because I'm right now even thinking in my head, in the back of my mind, it's like, what is the dream going to be about tonight? I yawned, but I just didn't want to make any noise. So, what is the dream going to be about tonight? Like, I want to have dreams about bright days and sunshine and unicorns and love and joy and all that type of stuff. Mm. Okay, so I will tell you a dream that I had, and I woke up the next day when I had the dream, and I had to tell like people about it. So I told some of my family members about it, and I told some friends about it. And then day before yesterday, um, I saw something. I was looking on YouTube, and I saw something. And when I saw that thing, I was like, oh shit, that is what I was dreaming about. So I was like dreaming about how to solve homelessness. And in my dream, there were these concrete houses, or they were like connected. It was like a connection of some sort, and they were where people can sleep in them, and they were like at a park or wherever, right? And they were real easy to build, but oh God, I didn't see how they were being built. All I saw was the end result, and they were just really economical and everything. That's all I knew. And they were like starter homes, if you will, like almost like starter apartments, if you will. And the homeless people were able to take showers in them and live in them and everything and be safe from the elements and from danger outside, right? So I woke up, y'all. I woke up and I called my sister and I told her, because in my dream, I was even talking to her. She was at the end of my bed and she was talking to me, and I was telling her I was dreaming in the dream. Like I told her the dream that I had, but I was dreaming because she wasn't at my house and she was on my bed and I was talking to her. Then when I woke up in real life, I called her and I told her what I was dreaming of, and I told her she was in the end of the bed, and I was talking to her and I was telling her how to solve homelessness. Could you not do that? That's very weird and wild. And so, she laughed or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, okay, whatever, whatever." Her response was her response. And then I called my mom and I told my mom about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I dreamed this," or whatever. There were these concrete buildings, and it was just real economical and it can be done. And so then, because I am the person who I am, I called, um, was it Los Angeles County? The county clerk's office or the mayor's assistant, some shit like that I called, right? And this is in real life. So I called him but it was on a Sunday. And so all of this is closed, right? So you could leave a message, and I left a message saying, "I know how to solve homelessness in California." And I was like, "This is my contact information. Call me back." Y'all, they didn't call me. But this is me. This is my personality. This is me. I am who I am. Love it or leave it. So, anyway, I was watching day before yesterday. This is like a week and a half later, probably. Day before yesterday, I was watching on YouTube about 3D printing homes. And they're like $3,000 each for the 3D printed homes. And they take like 12 to 24 hours to make some of these homes. I think one of them was 400 and something square feet, which is a small studio apartment, really, And it was $3,000 to make, and it took 12 hours to make. And I was like, at first, I was talking to a friend, and I had told that friend that this is, what I was dreaming about. And he laughed at me because I was like, "I'm going to call the mayor of Los Angeles." And he was like, Could you not? So he was like, I told my mom, he was like, "So what did your mom say?" I said, she was like, "Do you do what you do?" And he said, "That's the problem. They entertain you." And so we were laughing at the time or whatever, and I didn't give a damn because I still called. Anyway, fast forward day before yesterday, we were watching this thing together, and I was showing it to him because at first I was watching it by myself, and then he came over and I was showing it to him, and I was like, "Look at this." And I hadn't even put the pieces together yet. I was like, "Look at this. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal." And then once I paid attention to the house, when he was here, I was like, "Oh shit, this is what I was dreaming about." this is going to solve homelessness in America. This is what I was dreaming about, right? I wasn't dreaming about that one house. I was dreaming about that way of making houses, right? And it was amazing, right? Y'all, it was amazing. It was amazing. I was like, what the fush? See how I didn't curse? What the fush? See, I'm thinking of new ways to communicate without using curse words, but forgive me if I do use curse words, because sometimes I'm gonna use curse words because really it's like breathing to me. I really can't help myself. I don't shout anymore I don't shout anymore really. I don't shout anymore. Um I don't too much get angry. Things don't take me to a high level of craziness anymore. I'm not too affected by a lot of things. Oh God. But sleep is something I'm gonna need. Like wow. I'm gonna have to sleep. Um so yeah, that was a wild dream. And the dream was extremely vivid. It was a vivid dream. It was like I was watching a movie, right? I was watching the homeless people. They were coming there and they were in fact, I was in the dream and I was like helping for people to you know, like helping them to go into the area. It was like a gated area, but it had all of these concrete houses and they were right next to each other. They were so close that they weren't apart. It was like almost like how can I describe it? Like a human beehive type thing. Yeah. And I was like showing them, where to go and everything. And the people were so kind and so grateful, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience, right? And I knew I was saying, safe, you're safe from the elements. And I knew exactly how important this was. And I was moved and it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful dream. Um, and then I saw that the 3D printing house, and that is what I dreamt about. Okay, so I'll tell you old dreams that I had. Um, I had I had a dream, believe it or not. I am I'm gonna spray you to bits. That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna spray you to bits. This cat. And he don't move until you move, till you get up. He's like, yeah, whatever. You too far away from me to spray me. So I don't care. He don't move until you move. And you got to get kind of close to where you're going to affect him because he don't care. Okay, so anyway, this old dream. And then now he's mad. So he's going to be zipping and zapping everywhere. Yeah, you're going to hear little sounds because that's him. And he'll go, he does that. He's like having a fit. Anyway, so I had a dream about 10 years before, or maybe it wasn't a whole 10, maybe it was more like 6 or 7, 5, something like that. I had a dream about a man, and all of this can I have witness of, like, because I talked about it at the time that I dreamed. Anyway, I had this dream about this man that he was a biracial man and he was going places in America. I mean, going everywhere. And he was speaking at a podium. He would be at podiums and he was said stuff about change. And he was like, change this. And it was just like, and he had a really commanding and yet just serene, beautiful voice, and he was like a movement, and it was like surrounded by change, and he was going everywhere. He was going everywhere, in fact, right? And so a friend of mine, he was like a speaker, and a friend of mine at the time who was a poet, um, I I thought it was him. I thought I was dreaming about him because my dreams come true. That's another thing. I thought that I was dreaming about him. So I called him after I had the dream and I was like, "Hey, Mark, I had this dream about you." That's his name. So I was like, "I had this dream about you. I dreamt that you were gonna go all over the world. You were gonna be talking about change. You were gonna be speaking to the people, and you were gonna, I forget exactly what I told him, but I just was telling him everything that I was dreaming about. And he was like, "Wow, that's amazing." He's a poet, right? He wrote a poem about that very thing, right? Fast forward however many years that it took for President Barack Obama, to start running for office, or just for people to know who he was, because I didn't even know who he was. And he was speaking, and while he was speaking, and he said something about change. Right then, it was like ding, something went off in my head. It was like ding. And I called my friend these years later. I called my friend and I was like, "Hey, you remember when I said that I had a dream about you? And I said it was a light skinned man. He looked to be mixed and this and that and this and that." And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, that wasn't about you. That was about Barack Obama." I don't know if he felt some type of way about that, or whatever. But yeah, that was a dream that I had. Uh, Other dreams. I dreamt 9/11 30 days before it happened. 30 days before 9/11 happened, I dreamt. It was so vivid. I'm telling you, it was frightening. It was so vivid that I just was like, I couldn't. Okay, so I dreamt that I was in soot and smut, that I was in a building and it fell down and it was falling down. I don't know what happened, but it was so much, like the fire was so hot that it burnt the building, and then there were ashes everywhere. And when I woke up, I was coughing. And it felt like I was coughing ashes or soot out of my mouth, right? Like my mouth was so dry and it felt like I was coughing up soot, like if I was there. So I think after it happened, and I also had dreamt about a young woman. Around the same time, I dreamt about a young woman on a plane, and the plane crashed. And I believe that was Aaliyah that I dreamt about. I was so scared for all kinds of things, like what would happen, what did this mean, or whatever, that the soot dream didn't really affect me. But the, when it happened 30 days later, and I woke up, I remember waking up and I was getting ready for work, and I walked past my television and I thought I was dreaming. I thought I was in a dream because uh, the Twin Tower, the first building, had been hit. And I just thought I was not in reality. I thought, wow, what a damn dream. This is not real. I remember running to my neighbor's house because I just really needed to get out of my house to prove that I was awake. And yeah, that's what kind of vivid dreams I have sometimes. So anyway, I ran and I told my neighbor, and I remember my neighbor saying, this is not funny, but I remember my neighbor saying, "Well, yeah, fucking yeah, whatever." Like he just didn't give a fuck, right? And I went back to the house, and then that's when I witnessed um, the second building being hit. But I dreamt about that, and I dreamt about the Aaliyah thing, I believe. And a long time ago, many years ago, I want to say, wow, I want to say at least 17 years ago, I dreamt about the cure for cancer. Yes, I did. And I woke up, and in fact, that was like more than one dream. That was like three dreams. And I woke up, and I told people, I told friends and everything. I even ended up calling MD Anderson Cancer Center, and I was like, let me tell you. And the first time I called, they were like, I remember I spoke to a doctor, and he was like, that's not really enough to be saying that you had a dream. And he kind of disregarded me. And then I called back again because remember, I had three dreams. And I called back again and I spoke to a woman, and she was a hematologist. And first I spoke to this like Pakistan. I don't know if he was Pakistani, but he was Arab. He was Middle Eastern in some kind of way. And I spoke to him and I told him, and then he was like, I want you to talk to somebody. And he took me serious. And so he put me through to this hematologist, and I told her all about it. And she said that in Canada, at the time, she said in Canada, that they were working on something the way that I was describing it, but I was describing it more in depth than what they were working on. That's the truth. That's the truth. So I dreamt the day that Tupac Shakur died, right? He died at 4:03. I dreamt in the morning time that he died. I dreamt in the morning time. I don't even want to say what I dreamt of, but I dreamt in the morning time that he died. And it was kind of like almost like a dream nightmare. And I remember waking up, and I used to believe that when I dream something, if I don't tell anybody what I'm dreaming, it's going to come true. So I went and I ran to my neighbors, and I told my neighbors what I was dreaming, but they really weren't listening to me. They were like old people and shit. They really didn't give a fuck. They weren't listening to me or whatever. And so I was just like walking down the street telling whoever was outside, because I just didn't want it to be true. And sure enough, later on that day, he died. Yeah. So, and those are some wild and crazy dreams that I've had. I've dreamt of. I've been a dreamer ever since I think my first memory of life was a dream. I've dreamt of what it looks like inside of the human body. I remember dreaming at 2 years old, and I have to be younger than that too. Um, but I just can't really definitely say that I remember younger than two of my dreams. But I do remember younger than two my life, if that makes any sense. I that's a whole nother thing. But 3 years old, definitely. Everything at three and after, I remember like whatever. I just whatever. That's just the way that it is. I just remember. So yeah, I've dreamt of some crazy and wild things. And the dream that I had last night was one that again, I don't just want to share on a forum because it's one of the deep ones, and I'm just not I'm not ready to share it yet in a open type way like this. I'd rather share it, like I say, with Ralph Smart, and then maybe he can talk about it or maybe not or whatever. That's how I want to share it. Um but yeah, like I guess I'm gonna really too start paying attention to people that I interact with, and if I dream after I interact with them or before I interact with them. I think I'm gonna be paying attention to that because I think Ralph Smart was even saying something about that. And I think I just don't really pay attention, and I think I'm gonna start paying attention to that so that, I could probably get a better compass on um, the divine speaking to me. Um, what else? I dreamt that my little girl was a girl, even though the ultrasound and my doctor was saying that she was a boy. And he was saying that he was thinking I was mentally, cuckoo, because he was like, he swore to God he saw a penis. And I was like, but no, that's not true. That's not true. It's a girl. And he was like, how do you figure it's a girl? And I said, because I held her in my arms and I saw her, and she had girl parts. She was a girl. And he was like, no, but look at the ultrasound. It had a boy on there. And I was like, no, I don't really care what you say. That don't make any sense to me. She's a girl. And I dreamt of my second daughter's eyes, that she would have eyes like me, but that would be mainly how she looked like me. Um, oh my God, I've had so many dreams, so many wild and weird and different and strange and glorious and scary dreams in my life. And yeah, yeah. So I know it's not been an hour, it's been 30 minutes, but I'm pooped and I'm wondering what I'm going to dream about tonight. I hope it's something good. I hope it's something really good. Um, but I gotta go to sleep because, oh my goodness, I am here. I'm at sleep. And even to make this last 30 minutes, y'all, oh goodness, that was something. Even to make this last 30 minutes, that was something. So I want y'all to like, share, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think, share some dreams with me. Um, let's work this out together. And like, subscribe, share. Um, I really, really do appreciate that. I love that when someone, because maybe someone can hear something I say or see the format that I'm speaking on, and maybe it'll move them. Maybe it's not for everybody, because everybody doesn't want to look at a darkened screen with someone talking, but maybe there's someone who really would find some comfort and some mental security in this forum, doing this in this way. And of course, I will be doing videos in the light also. I'll be doing videos in the light. But I just, like I said, I happen to like this. I happen to find this very soothing. And maybe I'm not the only one. So share it, and maybe your friend is one of those people, or maybe you are. Like it. It really helps me out. Subscribe, because new subscribers are always wanted and needed, so that I can do this whole thing uh, on my phone, do the lives on my phone if I want to. So, yeah, I love y'all. Love yourselves. You're made in the beautiful, perfect carbon design of the Most High. So, yeah. Good night. Sweet dreams.